I'm Amber Lofton, and I'm going to do my persuasive speech, and here is my people to watch. Sherry, Keitha, Anna, Sheila, and Jason. Okay. Duke was born to a family that didn't want him. When he was 7 weeks old, he was given up for an adoption. His new family loved him and played with him at first, but soon the novelty of a new baby wore off. When he was a toddler, they left him locked in a bedroom for hours on end, ignoring his cries because he was an inconvenience to take care of when he was a young child and didn't behave perfectly. His parents would yell and hit him and lock him up again, never telling Duke what he did wrong. He was hurt, confused, and alone, but they ignored him and blamed him for being a bad kid. After several years, they got tired of taking care of him and decided it would be easier to put him up for adoption. After several weeks in the orphanage, a new family adopted Duke. At first, they spoiled him and loved him. Duke tried his best to be a perfect child, but he didn't know how because his old family never taught him how to be good. Soon, the new family became annoyed with his wrong behavior. They would yell at him and lock him alone in his room whenever he did something wrong. Duke's new family became too busy to take care of him anymore and sent him back to the orphanage. People came, but only wanted new little babies or babies of their own. Duke wasn't a cute little baby anymore, and so no one wanted him. Duke never did anything wrong, always tried to make his family happy. They just never taught him to be a good kid, never gave him a chance. Duke, a 4-year-old golden retriever dog, was euthanized because no family wanted him. There are thousands of dogs and pounds facing the same fate as Duke. Each year, approximately 3.9 million dogs enter animal shelters nationwide. As new animals arrive, some of the animals who are not adopted are euthanized. We can change this by adopting a pet instead of buying from a breeder. Each animal adopted is a life spared. Today, I'm going to talk about the reasons one should adopt, fostering a pet, and animal euthanasia. There are many reasons why someone should adopt a pet from the shelter. One being that when you adopt a pet, you save 2 lives. The life of the pet you adopt and the life of a new pet that now has room in the shelter. Another reason is that you have an instant companion. When you adopt from a shelter, you immediately have a devoted friend for life. Lastly, it makes you feel good knowing you have saved that animal's life. You know you now have unconditional love. Your new pet will love you regardless of all the other outside factors. Where else can you find that kind of devotion? In the United States, millions of animals are neglected, abandoned, and euthanized because there are not enough good homes for them. At the same time, breeders and puppy mills continue to flood the market with animals for sale. This makes no sense. Animals are living beings, not assets to be bought and sold and then disposed of at shelters. For those concerned about animal welfare and adoption, this is the only sensible way to get an animal. There are numerous shelters all over the country. One in particular that I am an avid supporter of is Grassroots Animal Rescue, based in Starkville, Mississippi. They have animals of all ages. One case I've grown fond of is Matilda and her 8 puppies. A shelter is no place for puppies to grow up. While many have been adopted, there is still some waiting to have a loving family. Meet Minerva. Minerva is one of Matilda's puppies awaiting for a forever home. Not everyone can take on the responsibility of adopting a pet. Animal fostering is the solution. Fostering an animal is simply taking the animal from the shelter and holding it until it is adopted permanently. By becoming a foster, you're also helping save the life of another animal because shelters can only hold limited numbers of animals. For instance, this is Joni. She was displaced after the tornado in Winston County earlier this spring and had been waiting in the shelter to be adopted ever since. Now she's in a foster home, but she's still hoping for a loving forever home. Joni is a great dog, attentive and eager to please. She is a 1 to 2 year old golden German Shepherd dog mix. There are many more precious animals like her waiting for their chance to have a loving home. Now that we have talked about reasons to adopt a pet and animal fostering, let's move on to animal euthanasia. Euthanasia is a Greek term meaning good death. Euthanasia is the act of putting the animal to sleep through injection. In most cases, this happens in shelters because of the need for more room. So they euthanize the ones who have been there the longest with no attempt for adoption. Then I have a pie chart. Okay. The Humane Society estimates that approximately 48% of all animals were adopted and 2% of animals was placed with other rescues and 4% of animals are reclaimed by their owners and the other 46% are euthanized. If more people would adopt, we could improve these numbers greatly. Adopting a pet is not only fulfilling, but it saves 2 lives as well. Fostering is always a backup if you can't commit to adopting. Sadly, unadopted animals meet their fate when they haven't been adopted by being put to sleep. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and let me talk to you about something that has impacted my life so much. And here is the dog that I saved from the foster. Her name is Emma. Okay. Thank you. And here's my people.